Another episode of Ian is a Weirdo. Today, oh my gosh, this has been a lot of a day, and I guess I'm gonna catch you up on some stuff that's been going on, and try to have just kind of a conversation, um, about what's been going on, in my world and surrounding mental health. Ooh, Dexter's on Netflix. Sounds good. So I have finally got my internet working, which is why I'm at home. I'm in the least dirty part of my home right now. So it's the chilling adventures of Sabrina. So that is, I just need to be writing all of this down. I have to rewatch this. Um, the movie Tarot doesn't look very good. It's like a haunted tarot card deck. That's okay. But also like Monster House, I never saw it, so I don't know if it's any good. I'm gonna crochet a little bit. I'm gonna talk about mental health as it pertains to my own journeys through it. Um, the most recent leg of the journey has been very different from anything else I've ever experienced. Um, and I feel like I like I don't know. I feel like I should talk about it because no one else seems to talk about it. No one else seems to have a congruent answer across the board. And of course, a lot of the options I have available are based on insurance and my providers in my area, and whether or not I live in a more urban area and things like that. So I understand that there are factors that don't, that you will have to consider if this is part of your journey through mental health. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention that I've been I'd say for the better part of a year been pretty exasperated in my own mental health journey. Um because for many of you who are in the know, unrelated, but I spilled an entire thing of frozen Indian. It wasn't frozen when I had it. I was just about to take my first bite of an Indian frozen meal, and I just basically might as well have just dumped it upside down and shook it over some of my crafts. Luckily, it was where I keep my acrylic paint, so it should be really relatively easy to clean. And then my old area rug, so I didn't get to taste it. I was like, nah, but um, so I've been really struggling to find something that would suit my needs, that would help me out. And it's been really challenging because I feel like they I when you are mentally ill to a certain degree, it just is well, they tell you if you're gonna harm yourself or anyone else, go to the hospital. Well, what if this happens frequently? What if this is something that I need to do a lot? And they just kind of don't really have an answer for you. And all those places do is and please be clear that I'm not diminishing the validity and importance of those places. Please let it be clear that I'm not knocking those places at all. I'm just saying that they're not long-term facilities, and there are long-term facilities out there, but they effectively just do what the short terms do, but on a long-term basis. So they're not eventually you kind of get written off as this case that can't be solved, right? Which we would hope that we would always be seen as a case that people want to try to help us manage and help us be better. And it felt like shit feeling like that was not the case, and people were just okay, time to go back to the hospital. And you're wait, but I haven't. I'm still kind of in the same shitty place that I was last time I went. How is this going to be any different? Um, so the I've been in the hospital, an inpatient hospital for my mental health twice this year. one for mania, one for depression. And I, uh, I, the first time I went in, I came in with these same like complaints about like, like just kind of like, okay, well, like you're lucky this wasn't depression because it would have been a very different story about me willing to go in treatment, stuff like that. So they got me on the books to like come in and see this program called the STEP program in at the teaching hospital that I'm close to, and but it was a pretty long. Well, they didn't even know how long the wait line was. The wait line time was. They were just like, okay, yep, we'll get a referral. And so I never really heard anything, and I tried to call, but I never got any answers back, and so it was a pretty frustrating process. And then I found out that I had, so like about like a month goes by, kind of forget about the place. A month goes by, they schedule me for a new appointment. I can get in to see them in like another month, and then literally the day of my appointment, I have an afternoon appointment. The day of my appointment, my doctor is like, "Oh, I'm actually going on vacation," and I'm like, "How is this? Like, are you kidding me?" Um, but and I kept on trying to ask questions like to people who knew what it was. Like, what does this place do that's so special? Because it just seems like you're referring me to another place that's gonna do the same thing. Like, I really wish you would just kind of like someone could clue me in as to what's so special about this magical place. Um, and so I felt like it was really, because they kept on saying stuff like, yeah, tell us like what we can do for you and like stuff like that. And I was like, honestly, I don't know what this place does. I don't fucking know. Like, you tell me what you can do for me because, I didn't say it like that, but like, I just like, I don't know. Like, fuck, I don't know. Um, so, so eventually got in to see someone, saw them for the first time today. I saw the resident psychiatrist, and then they work under a supervising psychiatrist. And this place is so um, there are two diagnoses, mental health diagnoses, that fall under the criteria of severe mental illness. And this is not to say that you can't have another diagnosis or thing going on in your life where your mental health is not severe, but these on average take more monitoring than other mental illnesses on average. And so they are bipolar disorder and schizophrenia. And and I experience bipolar disorder, in addition to other things, but I don't experience schizophrenia like even in the least. Um, so one thing that I don't deal with, but I do hate that other people deal with it. So I I uh, sorry, I should have done a decrease on that side. That's fine. A nice little belly. Kind of trying to figure out my way as I go. I'm just freehanding this. Um, so I so I go in, I talk to them. They're experts in hey Nifty. Honestly, I'm super late getting on here too. I spilled an entire tray of frozen Indian food. I'm never like actually super okay, but I'm today had some wins. It had some not wins. That I'll kind of get into. But getting adequate mental health care has been really challenging for me as someone who does have a severe mental illness and is mentally ill in like many other ways. Like so much so that I am disabled because of my mental illness. Um, and so like um, I mental illnesses, I guess. So they so the clinic was super nice. It's based in a community center, so it's a community like outreach program that's really focused on the area around them and the people within the community. This particular um, like what they do is they go to kind of like meet where like anything that you might need like rolled up into your care. This includes like food insecurity, like do you have food to eat, like things like that, like transportation, primary care doctors, all that kind of stuff. Like it's all kind of like rolled into one community center um like program, so that it feels like it's so much more doable. And people, like I said, there are experts on severe mental illnesses. So I'm not going to, and I really don't want to like disparage other mental health professionals, but like talking about my experience with like bipolar and concussions, like I don't have, like, I've never met someone who had a lot of crossover, and I'm still searching for someone with a little bit more crossover. But like everyone, like it's just been like, well, let's just try another med. And it's like, well, we've done several years of changing my meds every 2 weeks. Can we like maybe like step back and like assess that like this actually fucking isn't working? But there's like I didn't know like what were my options. So these people were very nice. They were like, we can offer you some food like to bring home and you can make it. Um, I told them my safety concerns, and things like that. They were just, I mean, honestly, like, the most like compassionate people. Sorry, I might have to get back on here in a little bit. Mo's calling me. I'll talk to you in a little bit.